Martin Sexton was a huge hero of mine.
Another
he's still like,
he owns that space of the solo performer.
Yeah.
Of like, he's the everything.
He's a troubadour. He's still doing, I mean, but I remember being in the box office at the House of Blues with this little closet under the stairs downstairs. And I was just sitting there like with the PC that they had for the thing, and like kind of earlier internet days in a way. And I learned about, somebody had played me Martin Sexton. I'll never forget the moment I heard it. It was like the music, everything just spoke so deeply to me. And I was like, what is this? And so I just learned as much as I could about him. And I was like, at the time it said like he sold like 100,000 tapes out of his trunk or something, and he was just one room at a time. So like seeing that one room at a time, like that's a thing you can do. You can go tour and like do, like that became like, that's what I want to do. And it was so clear, like from the beginning, to just go do the thing. And I needed the reps. It wasn't like, I need reps, so I'm going to go work on my craft it was like, no, I can play at this open mic. I'm going to do that. I can play at this one. I'm going to sign up at that one too. And it was just like, I was relentless about and I played the shittiest sports bar gigs. I played at TGI Fridays in my hometown. I played like in Harvard Square. I played, just whatever. And then I had some good gigs too, but I don't know. I knew I wanted to do it. So music is great like that. It's not like I have to sit in a room for 5 years and work on my novel before it's ready. I can go down the street and get a gig.
On the job training is part of the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. There are gigs that you just have to go do it. I still do open mics and stuff. I love to play. Like I knew I wanted to do it, so it's like, go do it.
Was there, what was the watershed moment in your early career where all of a sudden you were like, okay, maybe I'm not going to have to play the TGI Fridays anymore. Maybe I've got like something else here.
I'm still doing the TGI Fridays. It's a great, yeah.
And nothing against
TGI
TGI
really
Fridays.
like their wings. No, it's closed down now. No, what it was the goal. It's in some ways I've never refined the goal, which I probably should go back and do, from like just, I want to make a living playing music. And so I just needed enough gigs. At that point, I was working at the House of Blues, but I was also a substitute teacher in my old high school, which is a whole trip. I was doing gigs, and subbing was really good because it was like optional work. You could actually say no, and I would have gigs the night before. I'd be working at the House of Blues, and then I would take some hardcore like 4-hour naps in the afternoon to get sleep and whatever. Like anyway, but I just wanted enough gigs that I could do only music. And eventually I did that, which included all my shitty bar gigs, whatever, but I was playing enough. I was playing 15 to 18 times a month around Boston, basically. And that was enough to quit my substitute teaching and just do that. And then like 6 months later, I had got a couple real gigs from that. I got into The Point in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, which I went to Villanova, so it was right there. And this guy, Jesse Lundy, booked me there. And then I got into Berkfest, which was like a hippie fest in Western Mass, on the small stage or whatever. But I did it. And so I had a couple real things. And then I just remember the few real things I had, a couple people told this one guy, Tom Baggett, about me, and he started booking me, and he was like, all right, now you're going to play Boston once a month. And I was like, you're crazy because I need to make a living. But he was right. And he's like, eventually you're going to play it once every 6 months. And I was like, you're crazy. But sure enough, within a couple of years, the band did like 600 people at the Paradise or whatever. It was that model of like saturate where you are and then leave and then play one big show. So that was kind of the moment, was him putting me on the road. That was he was a whole other set of problems too, but I love the guy, but but that was kind of it, because that was different than me just taking my bar gigs. That was like, okay, now we were hitting Albany every 6 weeks. We were doing all
some intentionality.
A little bit, yeah. Anyway,
but it wasn't you weren't generating the intentionality, let's say, in like maybe spiritually, but like strategically.
I still have trouble with intentionality and strategy. I need help with that.
I think it's a great subject. When you said that, maybe I should refine my goal, because my goal has always been to make, play music. I thought, well, yeah, you probably should. But then I also thought how enigmatic goal setting is for like, it's like, the opposite of it's anathema to
that makes me feel better.
Pursuit.
It's like, why do I struggle so much? I really have trouble like honing in on I truly believe I can manifest whatever I want. I just can't decide what to do.
have, God help us, a lot to say on the subject, but I'm going to do a small version of it. But having been putting out music again after like really taking 7 years off to work in film and work on this very specific large project, and like looking up and being like, oh wow, my Spotify numbers are hilariously dismal and it doesn't even look like I'm anything. I've never had a career at all ever. I should probably make an effort in the more traditional or new neo-traditional route. Anyway, so I took up this guy, Jesse Cannon. He's a very active person in music marketing right now. And his advice and like different strategies, just like rolling out your songs and all, very strategic and intentional approach. And I am adhering to it as well as a fundamentally daydreaming, disorganized person can, and with the results that you would think would be gained by such an approach. And then I saw yesterday Jesse Wells, who's like, just
killing it right
superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, he just wrote a song about Charlie Kirk yesterday and posted it in his way.
Really?
And it's fucking spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesse Wells,
Yeah.
I mean, like gold isn't the right word, but it's just like so, I don't know, balanced or something. Open-hearted. I don't know.
He's brilliant.
He's brilliant, but his advice was just like, put your music up and see who likes it. Post your music and see who likes it. That's been my strategy. And that's not a strategy. That's not an intention. That is like the direct connection between the thing that's driving you, because there's, you have an intention when you're trying to write a song, and you, like you said, when you put the time in and you show up, you write the song. You usually have good results.
But even that, it's like more of a process of discovery or something, at least the way I write.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily have an intention even with that.
Yeah.
So my career feels the same way. Let's discover like what this is, but then I'm just on the road 1 million days a year and maybe doing the same thing. So it's like, I need help with that. I need guidance.
I can relate to that so much. And that's why I said the thing about Jesse, because I felt encouraged by that. And also like challenged in a way of like, stop overthinking every
shit out there.
Just put your shit out there and move on. And like, it's easy. It's also like, it gets harder when you're older and, you feel like time's running. I don't know. There's all kinds of a new set of insanities that jump on your shoulders. But I think in general, it's still pretty good advice to just spend as much time as possible doing the art and less time thinking about how best to position the art for the greatest result.
Totally. Totally. Or get other people for that.
Get other people. I think most of the time the creative person just absolutely just needs the strategic person, because
absolutely. Yeah. And that's always been, it's funny from the beginning, that's always been the thing of like, well, I could just find this way so that I could just create and write. But the touring is sort of another part of that, where it's like, I got to open for Mavis Staples years ago in the UK, and we're going down and this woman, Vicky Randall, who would sing with her. I think she's still singing with her. Brilliant woman, brother's an opera singer, like just amazing family by all accounts. But she was like, I never forget this moment where she's like, we're talking about this touring, and like as a musician, you have to tour, you have to play gigs or whatever, and it keeps you from doing the art in a way. Like you perform it, but it keeps you from creating the thing. And she's like, yeah, as musicians, it's like we're forced to do this thing that keeps us from doing the thing that we do. Mm-hmm. I was like, brilliant. That's kind of what it is, But you can't really, I don't know. Some people may write on the road. I guess Jesse Wells is doing it, but it's hard, man.
It's pretty hard. And anymore, I liken the current state of the industry to being the equivalent of a self-checkout line, where all of the tools are provided. Yeah, totally. Everyone's got the same tools. If this is a studio, we've all got an iPhone now, and you can do everything's the same, except you just have to do it all yourself. And people who are really good at that, or winning in the space, musical
other people are like, I liked when there was a woman here that would check me out or whatever, or do, like, and I would just talk to that guy for a minute or whatever, like
that's what I liked.
It's just like this lonely, like, just suck the humanity out of things.
I think on balance, the world's not better off in the current iteration for basically everything, but music especially.
We're paying for, we're like paying for convenience with like at the price of like community. You know what I mean? We're all just retreated to whatever small corner we can find and just keep our space.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go ahead and click here to like and subscribe. You can click right there to watch another video, or click here to watch a playlist featuring songs of the Morse Code Podcast. Okay, thank you very much.